So for tonight's dinner, I am making butter chicken. However, I did not realize this has onions, celery, and green peppers in it. That's not part of the recipe. Okay, looks like we're going to be improvising today. However, so this is the main ingredient. Well, it's the first ingredient. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys after I put all the spices and everything in there. Pot is empty. Okay, so I have my ingredients in the pot, and I'm not going to have this on my blog, so if you want the actual recipe, I will put the link to that in the description box. So this is one 14-ounce or 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. We have 5 to 6 minced cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of cumin. I'm not sure if I said that, and I did say the turmeric. 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Basically, I just minced it myself, and I just did a whole, I did about 2. So this is what, there is 1 teaspoon of garam masala. I went to the Indian store and actually picked that up. I did buy some from Safeway as well, but I really wanted it to be as authentic as possible. So the directions say to then add in your skinless, boneless chicken thighs, 1 pound. Well, I'm doing 2 pounds. And so I did take the skin off, but I did not remove the bone. And you just put that on top. And I'm sure these will cook down. So this recipe is supposed to be have some now and save some for later or something, now and later. So I figure if I'll have enough for later, then I have enough to just make 2 pounds. I mean, look, it's only 4 thighs. So you can buy minced garlic. However, this is what I used. Would be this here. So, and this is the piece that I broke off right here. Okay, so the directions say to close it. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put that on sealing. We're going to set this to 10 minutes. Pressure cook for 10 minutes. All right, and then we'll do a natural pressure release for 10 minutes, and then after that, vent. Hey, so in case you do not know what garam masala is, it is an Indian spice. I got this from the Indian market. This is what it would look like if you went to like Safeway to get it. So it's from McCormick. See the difference? This one is more red. This one looks a little bit lighter. But basically this is what it consists of, and you can make your own. You know me, I usually like to make my own, but I wasn't. And I actually have this stuff too, except for I don't think I have the cardamom. So let's see what they have on theirs. Here we go. So it looks like there's no cardamom in this one, unless, now I do know cloves is part of it, but there's no cloves in this one. Anyway, You can look up the ingredients online if you want to make your own. So this dish usually goes with rice. However, I'm making mine with collard greens because, well, I needed to make a collard green video, and the link to that will be in the description box. But if you are on a low carb diet, I would suggest eating yours with, or having yours with riced cauliflower. I absolutely love riced cauliflower, so it's definitely my go-to to replace rice. So the countdown has started. My chicken is cooking. The valve is up. It's in the sealing position. So the timer on this has stopped. So I'm going to do a natural pressure release, and what that means, basically, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. So natural pressure release means let it release pressure on its own for 10 minutes. So right now it's counting up. When this button says this timer says 10 minutes, then you come and you vent. And if this has not already dropped, when you vent, it will drop on its own. When you do a complete natural pressure release, which is what I did on the collard greens, you allow this to completely drop on its own, meaning there's absolutely going to be no steam left. So once this timer says 10 minutes, if the valve has not dropped, I will then turn this to venting and release whatever steam is left. Okay, so we have reached the 10-minute mark. This still has not gone down, so I am going to go ahead and do a quick release. Or but a release on that. So I'm going to let that go ahead and do its thing, and I'll come back. Alright, so now that our chicken is done, it calls for 4 ounces of cut up butter cubed, which actually is a whole stick of butter actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and cube that because, well, I've been trying to do a lot of different things and yeah, didn't do this ahead of time. So the rest of the recipe is 4 ounces of butter, 4 ounces of heavy cream, and 1 teaspoon more of the garam masala. So I'm going to go ahead and cube this up and come back. So the recipe also calls for you to remove your chicken. So I'm going to put that on a cutting board. Oop. It's falling apart on me. It worked okay with all 4. My butter. All but 1 little cube. I have my 4 ounces of heavy cream, which actually is a half of a cup. So there we go, 1/2 cup there. And this is very thick. This is what they use to make butter, you guys, if you didn't know. So 1 teaspoon of the garam masala. I actually used the store one only because some of the ingredients were different. I figured I'd have a little bit of both flavors in there. Because when I looked up the recipe on how to make it, it had the ingredients from both, which is, I don't know. Maybe if I look something up, it may be the same thing. Don't know, but I just wanted to be sure. So now I'm going to take the immersion blender and blend it all together. So this is my immersion blender. And I'm just going to blend all this together. It is really thin, and it says if yours is thin like this, then just go ahead and put it in the refrigerator for a while. So you're actually supposed to let it cool before you add your extra in there. I didn't do that. So I'm actually going to put my chicken back in there, let this go ahead and thicken up, and then I will chop up some cilantro and just sprinkle it on top. So here's my son's plate. Doesn't that look delish? Yum. Now to jasmine rice. Made in a rice cooker, not in the Instant Pot.